President McQuaid, morning.
Good morning to you, Enrico.
From a general perspective, we could say that 2011 has been a very positive year for cycling and for UCI.
I think it has indeed. I think the competition has been excellent all year long, starting with the classics at the beginning of the year, the road, and then into the Giro and the Tour and the Tour of Spain, finishing up with the magnificent World Championships in Copenhagen. We've had no major problems, no major scandals during the year. Very good competition, and I think the public have come out in their thousands and thousands to watch it, and watching television at home. The figures were up and most of the events all year, so I think we can say it's been a very good year, and that's road cycling only. The other disciplines likewise have been very successful.
And what has been the most important for you? The ongoing process of globalization of the sport with the Tour of Beijing, which has been a great successful event, or the feeling you have been able finally to restore the credibility of cycling?
Well, when you say the feeling we've been able to restore the credibility of cycling, that obviously is a very important objective. I don't think we've completely restored the credibility. We still need another couple of years like we had this year. And then we can safely say that we've restored the credibility. But I think for me that is a very important objective. The ethics, that the rules are respected, that everybody respects the rules, that's what they're there for, and that people understand they need to respect rules. That's extremely important. On the other side, the globalization is working very well. The sport is developing on the other continents. We have the Tour of Beijing was a very big success in its first year and will grow into a much bigger race. And likewise, we see athletes now being signed by top pro teams for, from Iran and from Eritrea, from different parts of the world. So it's happening, but there's still a lot to be done.
Like you said, we haven't any major doping issue this year, and we had a new very important action launched by UCI, the no-needle policy, which has been also accepted and approved by IOC. Once more, we confirm our role of leading federation in this domain.
We always have been, and indeed we continue to be, and it is true. The no-needles policy is another step on the way, another element in the armory of the fight against doping. And I think we can, when we look back through the year and the fact that we've no major doping scandals, all the work we have been doing in recent years is starting to pay off now. The deterrent, which is very much the biological passports working very much as a deterrent, the no needles policy likewise, it aids that and helps it helps the change and to regain the credibility, helps to change and get rid of the culture of doping from the sport. So step by step we go forward, and any new methods or anything which we can do to continue to improve the fight against doping, there's no doubt we will continue to introduce.
'12 will be an Olympic year, very important one for the UCI, because for the very first time your federation will be at the Olympics with a very well gender balanced program, equality between men and women, which is very important for the development of the sport in general.
It is indeed, and gender equality, we brought that. We had to change the Olympic program from Beijing, where there was 7 events for men, 3 for women, to 5 and 5 now for the Olympic Games, and it's a proper correct objective, and it's correct that we should do that. We can see already, since it was announced a couple of years ago, the standard of women's cycling has gone up, because federations and Olympic committees and sports councils around the world are investing more in women's cycling. So that's good, and that will pay off in the long term as well. And the Olympic Games themselves, yes, in London, they're going to be an incredible Olympic Games. We're there with 4 disciplines, 4 very important disciplines. We're in a country where cycling is now, since Beijing and since Athens, cycling is probably the most important Olympic sport. So the interest that there's going to be in you know, beginning with the road race on the first day in the cycling events is going to be incredible in London.
Finally, Mr. President, your wish for 2012.
My wish for 2012 would be that we will have again another year of very exciting, very correct and very, very good racing, where everybody enjoys it. The cyclists put on a great show for the public, who will come out in the thousands to watch it, and at the end of the year that we can look back and say we've had a successful year.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.